So kind of flexible.
Yes, sir.
I know it sounds like a cliche grown-up question, but I'm going to ask it anyway, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Was there a lesson to be learned from this for you?
Yeah, I learned one lesson, that no matter how much publicity you get or how much your name gets out there, it really doesn't help any. I mean, I've gotten in contact with a lot of people, and people have asked me if I regretted doing this. Sometimes it depends on the things I want to regret against. Me being contacted by police or FBI, but the people I've been able to get in contact with, such as job offers, the news, no, I don't regret that. But me actually doing it and getting in trouble, yeah, that makes me want to regret it.
Blaylock, do you have any technical specific questions or anything that you can contribute to the tech end of this interview?
I think you covered it pretty well. Nothing that would add to it. It'd be more personal interest.
I do want to talk about the Microsoft expert or whatever, the certified person. He didn't explain the worm very good.
Blaylock did that interview.
I did it. He was.
Why don't you
he was a little
explain?
rough.
Why don't you explain what it is? But before you do, I want you to know that when I told Blaylock here to go do that interview, I was staked out over here waiting for you to get home from school. So I was not actually there to ask the question. But I told my cameraman to make sure that the interview subject keeps it as simple as possible. You know, we don't want a whole lot of techno jargon.
Mm-hmm.
So if you can, Mikey, what is a worm?
What the worm did, it was basic JavaScript. A JavaScript is a client-side programming language that allows multiple functions to be executed. The main function I used was something called Ajax. What Ajax is, it's a hidden connection that hides within your browser that passes data back and forth. With this JavaScript file, I found the vulnerability which allowed me to use JavaScript. So it was basically a simple script that went inside my website that wasn't supposed to be there. But so whenever someone viewed my profile, their profile or account automatically sent out tweets. And once it sent out the tweets, it would automatically update their profile with the script that's not supposed to be there. So,
which was a link to your site?
The message, I was able to edit the messages anytime I wanted to through the JavaScript file, since it was loaded on a remote server.
And what was the message?
Or
how many times?
They were random messages. I had it set up in an array, which is a way to input data multiple times, and what it did, it would just pick out a random message, and depending on the worm that I did, the first worm was basically, I would admit that it was spam because I was spit on my website, www.stockdaily.com.
What is that, by the way? Let me interrupt you for a second. What is Stock Daily?
Stock Daily, right now it's under construction, but while it was up, it was a clone of Twitter. Had every feature just like it, but the main difference, you were able to upload your own pictures, and you could snap a picture from your webcam, and you could upload videos. So mainly it was a photo bucket, YouTube, and any other, just all that built inside. The snapping a picture, I just thought of that on my own through a webcam.
Is that something that you created, or is that something that you just liked and linked to?
Oh, I created it.
Got it. So why not try to market that? Why not try to, or well, that's essentially what you were doing, isn't it? I mean, you were pushing people to your website.
Yes, sir.
Pretty smart. For parents out there who might be looking at this, who aren't necessarily the most techno savvy, don't know what their kids are doing, you know, in their room when they're on the computer, what would you say to a mom who's watching this story, or a dad, or anybody? Who has a child with a computer?
As a child, I believe their parents should watch their children on what they do, because just because they're not techno savvy, don't mean their kids aren't, and you really don't know what happens behind closed doors. I've heard people that think they know what they're doing on the computer. My main concern about people on the computer that really don't know what they're doing and who they're talking to is followers on their serial killer, rapists or something. So really keep an eye on your child, because just because you're not techno savvy don't mean they're not, and you don't know who they're talking to don't mean they do.